Halloween horror stories. This is a disturbing memory from my childhood around Halloween when I was 7 or 8. Normally, my mom would take my brother and me trick or treating, but that year she dropped me off at my friend Sean's house. Sean and Johnny, who were a year older than me, would be trick or treating with me instead. Sean lived close by, but his household was different. His much older sister, who usually watched over him, was always preoccupied, and his house smelled of cat. His dad wasn't around, and his mom was often away for work. I always felt a little uncomfortable there, but I was excited for Halloween night. When we were about to head out, I realized we'd be going unsupervised. Sean's mom and sister wouldn't be joining us, and while I knew my mom wouldn't approve, I was eager for the freedom. We grabbed our pillowcases for candy and started door to door, telling people who asked that Johnny's mom was just ahead. It was thrilling to be on our own, and we planned to keep going until our bags were full. After a few hours, we took a break at Sean's, where he made us frozen pizza. Johnny eventually left, but Sean and I decided to go for a second round. By then, it was dark and quieter. We chose a new block we hadn't covered yet, away from Sean's house. As we went door to door, we noticed a man with a stroller slowly approaching us from behind. He was singing softly and shushing, which I assumed was to soothe his baby. He eventually caught up and offered us the leftover candy from his night out, saying his house was just up the street. Thinking we'd scored extra candy, Sean and I followed him. The neighborhood felt deserted, and the man kept asking us casual questions. When we reached his house, he invited us inside to get the candy. Sean led, and I followed. Asking if we could leave the door open, he hesitated, then agreed. Inside, he left us waiting in the entryway, while he wheeled the stroller into the living room. I nudged Sean, feeling uneasy, but he just walked over to the stroller and lifted the cover. His expression turned to horror, and he whispered, "Let's go." We ran out of the house, with our heavy pillow sacks slowing us down. When Sean told her about the baby, she explained he didn't have a child and had seen him walking alone. She offered us a ride home and even spoke to my mom about what happened. That night changed things for me and Sean. We drifted apart, and my mom didn't want me over at his house anymore. I didn't fully understand what I'd experienced, but even now that night lingers as a dark reminder of how trusting we can be as kids and how grateful I am for the protectiveness of my family.